Why should you put your calendar in the freezer to start off the new year in a cool way? Hi everyone, this is Matt Sierra and this is Business 2.0, the show where we're speaking and thinking about how to earn more, how to spend money in a more intelligent way, and simply how to live a better life. And today we're gonna think about the future of your business. Maybe even you don't have any business, but you're gonna have one in the future because you want it. So, there are plenty of possibilities in the world. Even if the world changes all the time, if the world seems a rough place to live in, but still there are plenty of possibilities to grasp, and there are plenty of possibilities to just get rich. It's not easy, of course, but it's possible. And at least it's possible to work with passion and earn decent money. So today we're gonna think about good ideas for your business for 2022. But first, let me remind you that below this video you've got the link to download the free episode of my Legends of Success of Business with the description of Elon Musk's strategies. So this is a 1 hour free video and you can have it right now clicking the link below. And it's of course free. So right now let's think about the future, about your future business. There are plenty of possibilities as I've said before, but right now I would like to give you a list of 12 industries, of 12 branches where I see a lot of opportunities in upcoming years. But first, let me tell you that I think that this list is not the most important thing in life because, well, in general, I'm pretty convinced that the business idea is not the most important thing in life, because the most important thing in business life is your passion, which means that when some industry on the list is completely not interesting to you, then just don't do it. Avoid it. Don't search for the business opportunities only thinking about money and not thinking about passion. Because without passion, you're not gonna be successful anyway. Because only people with passion could be successful in the future, because passion is required to learn, to work 12 hours, 16 hours per day in the beginning, in first 2 years, for example. Only people with passion can stand it, can survive this part of life, of business life. So without passion, it would be just impossible. And let's remember that our work is at least 50% of our conscious life, yeah, because we're sleeping sometimes. So if you work 8 hours plus commuting, then you've got 9 or even 10 hours per day. Maybe not last, but you use more than 50% of your conscious life to work, which means that it will be rather pretty intelligent idea, pretty smart idea to work in an interesting way instead of doing the shittest job in the world. Yeah, so that's your solution for the future. So I'm gonna give you the 12 examples of what could be profitable in the future. Choose only those which could be really interesting for you, which sound appealing to your heart. And of course the list is not complete, which means that in the future probably, or even now, you're gonna have additional ideas, or maybe you've got some own ideas for your life and you've got your own way already, and then you don't have to change anything. But it's still worth knowing what could happen in the world in the future. So first, the very first one is you as a journalist. I call it journalist, but I don't mean the guy who works for some newspaper and organizes some kind of interviews, because it's not the future, the business of the future. Well, at all. I mean the journalist, meaning the connector between the experts in some field and the customers. For example, let's say you're interested in cooking. You're interested in cooking, but you're not an expert. You're not the best cook in the world. But this is something that is really appealing to you. And you would like to earn money on it. But you're not good enough to write your own books about cooking and so on. Yeah, because it would be like being an imposter. Yeah, like selling something which is not worth it. But you still want to work with it. Not a problem, because you can connect customers, the market, with people who can do it, with people who are good at it. For example, J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter, and some publishing houses earn a lot of money with this book. Although, probably the company's owners are not the good writers, are not the best writers in the world. But it's not important, because they took the book of an expert, of J.K. Rowling, and they sell it, they promote it, they made it successful. Of course, the quality of the book itself was very important, but also the job that seems unseen in the beginning. So they earn a lot of money doing something which I call a journalist. Yeah, like connecting, or maybe let's call it a connector. Yeah, so connecting experts with clients. And it always works in various industries, in various branches. So it could be pretty interesting for you, because if you're interested in some topic, then you don't have to be an expert, then you don't have to be the best one in the world to earn on it. Let's think about the program called MasterChef. There are some guys who tell other people if they good or not. So they are experts. And of course, there are plenty of young cooks who are also experts, or most of them are, because they are doing amazing things. But the producer probably is not a cook at all. Or maybe he's some kind of aficionado, but he's not a cook. He probably wouldn't win the competition, but it's not important. He earns a lot of money with cooking. I mean, with other people cooking. Yeah, because he's the producer of the program. So if you're not expert in anything, then don't worry, because you don't have to. You could as well give other people the possibility to show themselves. Especially that many experts in the world, in various fields, don't know how to promote themselves. So you helping them could be the great opportunity. That's why it's so great idea. So you, the connector, that's the first thing on my list. The second one is e-commerce connected with personal brand. Well, there are thousands of internet online shops, yeah? Like you could buy anything from every part of the world. So imagine this, that some guy on the internet sitting in the Rolls Royce is telling you the business of the future, online shop. And you think, shit, I'm losing time here, man. But no, I'm telling you about online shop connected with your name, with your face, with your personal brand. Because there are not many shops like that. What I mean, for example, a lot of people buy stuff on Amazon, not because it's the most beautiful shop in the world, most ethical one, most, I don't know, it's not the best shop in the world. But some of them buy there because there are a lot of products, which is obvious, but some of them buy stuff there because they love Jeff Bezos. I'm not gonna talk about Jeff Bezos right now, and if we should love him, if we should be inspired by him, or maybe we should hate him. That's not the thing right now. What is the thing is that a lot of people are inspired by the guy because he's one of the richest people in the world. So a lot of people know him and would like to buy from his shop because this is Jeff Bezos's shop. A lot of people would buy Tesla, not because they are as interested in electric vehicles, but because they love Elon Musk. A lot of people use iPhone, not because they hate Samsung or other models, but because they love Steve Jobs. That's it. Which means that in every single industry, there is a lot of competition. And if you only want to compete with the name of your shop, selling the very same products, it's not gonna be enough. You're gonna lose yourself in it. The market will not greet you. But if you start using your name, showing your face, creating your YouTube channel or TikTok channel, or showing yourself on Instagram, then your chances will be much, much higher. Why? Because right now, people definitely prefer buying things from people than from companies. That's why a lot of people, even huge corporations, show some face. Apple right now, Tim Cook. In the past, Steve Jobs. Tesla, Elon Musk. Amazon, Jeff Bezos. Microsoft in the past, but yeah, Bill Gates. He's still there. So a lot of companies show their people in order to convince us that they are made of people. Well, which is literally obvious. Yeah, but that's it. So if you create some online shop, but then you're not gonna promote it using only classic ways like Facebook ads, Google ads, and so on, but you will add your human part to it, your name, your passion. You're gonna talk about it all the time. Recently, I've met some guy who sells Japanese knives, and he's a maniac. If you ask him something about those knives, he's gonna talk 2 hours about those knives, about all the models or the possibilities, all the history of Japan. Man, this is crazy. Crazy, but that's why every person who's gonna search for Japanese knives will sooner or later find out his YouTube channel, find out his Instagram or his webpage, because he's the best in the field. Not because he's got something different, different products, because he sells exactly the same Japanese knives as other Japanese knives sellers. But he is the guy. We know his name because he promotes not only his shop, but he promotes also himself, his face, his name. That's it. So personal brand plus online shop, that's the future, because not many people do it. That's why you should. Now let's move to the third option, where you are the expert. So it takes a lot more work, but for those of you who have some passions like cooking, teaching languages, teaching math, teaching chemistry, whatever, playing the guitar, you could be the expert. And we will always buy products and services from people like you, because all of us, we, the customers, prefer to buy products from people, not from companies. So if you create not only your personal brand, like you're going to show your face and your name, but also you're going to be the expert. So you're going to be the author of the books, for example. You're going to create some workshops or some online seminars and so on. It's going to be the future. Well, it's not only the future, because it happens nowadays. Yeah, it's the great opportunity for all today entrepreneurs. But the problem is that many entrepreneurs have their products and they are good at their products or at their services, but they just can't create personal brand. They just don't promote themselves. They don't create the image of an expert, which they truly are. So that's what I advise you to do. Search for some content related to public speaking, maybe video recording, and especially personal branding. There's a lot of stuff like this. And then just do it, practice it, and in the meantime, get better and better in your niche, in your main topic. Yeah. So if you love cooking, then get better, buy all the seminars that are there, visit workshops, buy the books, watch YouTube videos, do everything and do it all the time. So you're gonna be the connection between your passion, which means your knowledge, your ability, your skills, and your marketing, which means your personal brand. If you connect those two, then you're gonna create the image of an expert, and then they will pay you a lot because they will buy your product. So this is slightly different from the first opportunity where you didn't need to be an expert, because you could use other experts and connect them with the customers. Right now, in the third option, you are the expert and you connect yourself with the customers. This is also a very important solution for everyone who has some passion, because then you will spend a lot of time cultivating your passion. So you're gonna have fun all the time. Or maybe almost all the time, but yeah, that's gonna be a pretty good solution for all of those people. So right now, let's move to the fourth one, which is called community manager, internet marketer, the funnel guy. We could call it this way also. So everyone who could do internet marketing. Why? Because the world is full of entrepreneurs, and most of them are experts in their particular fields. So they are good at what they are good at and not at marketing. Yeah, so if someone teaches languages, then he's usually good at teaching languages, but not in promoting his services, and especially with some modern internet marketing tactics. If someone has the company which produces cars, then probably he needs external people who could promote this company in order to sell as many cars as possible, because he doesn't have time to do it all by himself. It's just impossible, which means that there are thousands or probably millions of people worldwide who need possibly your help, who need the help of the people who can do internet marketing. And internet marketing is a pretty wide term, because it can contain Facebook ads, Google ads, it can contain YouTube channel creations, TikTok, some original, exceptional promotion, etc. Like, it's completely infinite because it's creative, which means that we will always need such people, and that's the future. So it means that if you could be interested in this topic, which could be pretty interesting because, as I said before, it is related to creativity. So it's something innovative, it's something which could be revolutionary, it's something that can really be every day something different work lifestyle, yeah? Something like this. So that's why it could be pretty interesting. And if you're kind to technology and technology is also kind to you, then it's worth thinking, definitely. Community manager, I mean, for example, creating some YouTube content or uploading this content, then answering emails, answering Instagram comments, all those things that, for example, I in my companies wouldn't do by myself because I don't have enough time to sit there. I have to organize my language seminars, for example, hire people, etc., search for customers, but mainly managing marketing team instead of doing marketing myself. So it's a very important thing because there are plenty of people like me who don't want to do it by themselves, or even if they would want it, they don't have enough time, so they will not do it by themselves. That's why maybe that's you. Next thing is pretty connected with all of those things that I've mentioned before, because it's everything related with graphic design, with video editing, with audio editing. So it's connected, yeah. I mean, all those community managers, marketers, etc., will need to have a good quality content. They will need good graphic design, good, beautiful images, professional photo sessions. They will need awesome audio and great video. So someone has to do them. That's it. Maybe you. So if you're creative enough, if you've got this internal artist inside you, then maybe that's something for you. Of course, I'm aware of the fact that we've got a lot of such people in the world right now, but still I'm convinced that there's not enough. I mean, it's always kind of problem when we, for example, in an Institute of Linguistics, we search for some graphic designers, we search for some content creators, we search for some editors. It's not as simple as that. Like, there are many announcements, but high quality is missing. So if you're gonna search for your quality, then it's gonna work and you're gonna earn a lot of money with it. Okay, let's move to the next one, which is slightly different, because this time I'd like to tell you something about probably the oldest job in the world, and it's not what you think. It's not some kind of a person who sells his or her body in exchange for money. But I mean the salesman. The salesman, which was always needed in the past, which is needed right now, and which will be needed in the future. Because people buy from people, so it means that people sell to people. So of course, many companies use internet marketing, so this is more marketing than sales. But classical sales, I mean a person who visits the clients or calls the clients and closes the deal, this is something that will not die. Never. I'm pretty convinced that even in 100 years, when we're gonna have some robots which will be highly intelligent machines, still people will prefer to talk to real people and buy from them. We'll see. Well, probably we will not see. But anyway, today and tomorrow, salesmen will be needed. Especially that they are always missing, and there are not enough salesmen, and especially also because it's not for everyone. Selling is a hard job. Yeah, this is one of the hardest thing to do, because you've got to have some looks, but also you've got to be a little bit extrovert. You also have to have some speaking abilities. You have to learn how to use your gestures, how to modulate your voice. So there are so many skills needed here. And in the end, you still need the skill of accepting their no, which is not always no like, thank you very much, Jake, but I'm not gonna buy this product because I've got something similar, so there's no need for now, but maybe in the future, who knows? Well, that would be easy. But some of them will just tell you, you idiot, why you wanna sell me this piece of shit? And then, if you hear it on a daily basis, which many salesmen do, then it's not as easy, because there's also plenty of psychology connected with this job. So it's not easy, and because of that, it's always gonna be the niche, which means that there's always gonna be work for such the people which will be good enough to sell efficiently and to not think about committing suicide in the meantime. So yeah, maybe that's something for you. If you feel like connecting with people in the real life or via phone, then you should consider this work, which is maybe not as respected as it should be, because it should be respected. But it could be very efficient and will open the doors for more great opportunities. And I personally know a couple of guys who started as the salesman in their companies, not in their own companies, but in someone else's companies. But they were so good that one day they were offered the shares of the company. And sometimes it was like 50-50. Yeah? So the owner told them, without you, my company would be just nothing. So you should be a part of this company. And I personally know a couple of such the guys. So it works this way. If you sell well, then you could become the co-owner of the company. Well, you can also create the company full of salesmen, yeah, who could be rented. So there are plenty of possibilities related to sales. But the truth is that if you once learn how to sell, then you're gonna be the salesman whole your life, which will make you successful whatever you're gonna sell in the future. That's a pretty important fact, because it means that you're gonna be somehow invincible in the future. Yeah, so maybe you're gonna lose one product, one service, one company, but in the long run, you're always gonna find something in exchange, because with those skills, you're always gonna sell something, which will always make you money. Okay, so now, next one is copywriter or text editor. As I've said before, a lot of companies, all the companies which have some respect for oneself, for themselves, all of them use internet marketing tactics. So they need a lot of text. And even those of them who create the video content, they also need a lot of text, because most of them are not crazy enough, like me, for example, to just turn on the camera and start talking. And I'm even crazier because I'm doing it in foreign languages, in a couple of foreign languages. So yeah, but most of them do this in somehow easier way, which means that they hire someone to create the screenplay, to have the whole text prepared, and then they turn on the camera and just read the text using some stuff like prompter or something else, in order to hide the fact that they read it or that they learned it by heart. So that's it. So they also need a lot of text. The world of marketing needs a lot of text. Plenty of people create their personal brands, but some of them don't have any capability of writing the book. And it's a pretty important thing if you create your own brand. So they hire other people. They talk to them, they explain to them what should be their book about. And this particular person writes the books for them. So for people who can write and who could do it using persuasion, using emotions, using empathy, they will always earn, and they will always be needed. Again, maybe in the future, maybe one day the robots will create the great text themselves. It has already started, but it's just the beginning, so it's not as dangerous yet. So for now, copywriters are and the text editors and writers, ghost writers also, are very needed in the market. So maybe you're gonna be one of them. Okay, let's move to pretty different stuff. I mean, everyone has to live somewhere. Some people live in their flats, other in big houses, but someone had to create those houses, and then someone had to prepare those houses to live, to be livable, I would call it this way, yeah? So someone came there, saw the bare walls, and did everything. Yeah, painted the walls, did all the stuff, prepared the balcony, for example, prepared more walls, for example, maybe a lot of things. So those people who work like this they have a pretty difficult job because it's not easy. And I can tell you something about it because I've tried many times and I never succeeded, which is pretty strange, but because everyone is learnable, but I guess in this kind of topics like manual things, I'm just pure nothing. So I'm not gonna fight with reality, but there are plenty of people, or maybe not plenty enough. Yeah, there are people who are good at it, and there will always be needed because we all always will need to live somewhere, and we will change our homes. People will always get used to their comfort zone, which means that whatever house or flat you buy or rent, you will, with time, you will think about changing it to a better, bigger, whiter, blacker, whatever. Yeah, something different which you consider somehow better. Which means that people will not live in their homes for 100 years from the very beginning till the very end, because they will want the change. So it means that always someone will be needed there, because most of the people nowadays don't want to do the physical job, especially that they really shouldn't, because they have no capabilities of doing such the things. So they would like to pay someone to prepare their house, to fix the things in their room, all their rooms, for example, do something like this. And I guess that's gonna be the future, although it's nothing exceptional. I mean, nothing original. Yeah, it's not the genius idea, because we know this kind of workers for many, many years, and I guess for many centuries. And I guess there's something in the society which is pretty unfair, but it can be used in your advantage. I mean, I see this, that the society disrespect a little bit people who are working using their body, who are working manually, who are just blue-collar workers. Yeah, like it's pretty great to have your 2 universities degree, to speak 7 languages and so on. That's respect. But if you work like creating walls, then which is strange, because a lot of people that I know who are blue-collar workers and they create the walls, or they are even finishing the toilets, they earn 3 or 4 times better money than many of my friends who are so intelligent, so genius, so smart. They've attended so many schools and seminars. They've got so many degrees and titles and diplomas, but they are not fitting the real life. Yeah, they are theoretics. It's like in the US, there are plenty of communist professors and communist students. They believe some shitty stuff which is unreal, which is even dangerous for the society, well, it can provoke hunger and war. But their job is to talk and think, and to talk and think. So they've got a lot of respect from society, although they are not truly needed in this society. What we need are people who create walls. They are much more connected to the real world. So that's why, although, or maybe thanks to the fact that they are disrespected, it means that many people avoid those kind of jobs, which means that there's a lot of place and the market is growing and is gonna grow all the time. So if you feel that you could be good at it, then I guess you should go for it, because we're gonna need you. We're gonna definitely need you in the future. Okay, let's change it right now and move in another direction. Programming companies are the companies that will be needed, especially the companies who can use blockchain. Because even if you're not interested in Bitcoin, you should be interested in blockchain, because blockchain is the future. And don't be such a person like those people 20 years ago who said, well, why to do those bank transfers? They are so complicated. It's so easy to just write down numbers on a sheet of paper. That's it. Why to use those debit cards made of plastic if I can just have my cash and pay? It's as easy. And right now they are interested in plastic cards. They are interested in having a bank account because there's no other choice. And the same will happen to blockchain. Not necessarily Bitcoin, but with blockchain definitely, because every single, even government cryptocurrencies, which will come true in upcoming years definitely, it's unavoidable, they will be based on blockchain also. So you should be interested in the topic. And maybe you could be as interested that you could create the software, that you could use your future programming skills in order to program some blockchain scripts, or maybe not even blockchain, but I guess for programming is the future. Because we're gonna have to program artificial intelligence, we're gonna have to develop machine learning all the time, and people still will be needed there, a lot of people, and they will be paid decent money, because it's something that can earn billions, which means that whether you work for someone else, then still you're gonna probably earn 3 to 7 times more than all your buddies who are working in a different way. But if you create your own programming company, then you can really earn millions. So it's not easy, but again, nothing in life is easy, so why to complain? Let's just get to work. Okay, next one. Vegan and vegetarian products. There is a huge trend related to veganism and vegetarianism. Millions of people worldwide turn vegans and vegetarians. And why is that? My theory is that there are 2 main reasons. The first one is that right now we've got internet, and particularly we've got YouTube, which means that right now everyone knows how the animals are treated. In the past, we were not quite sure. Like, yeah, there's ham in the market, but what? What's the problem? Of course, we knew that the animals were killed, but you could argue that it's part of nature, yeah? But right now, we know how they are killed and how they are treated before they are killed. And this is kind of concentration camp. So this is a huge difference, and people know it, people see it and don't agree with it. And they are aware of the fact that the only possibility to change it is to vote with your wallet. Because you're not gonna call this company who produces the meat for some fast food chain, and you will not tell them, okay guys, maybe you should just treat the animals better, don't cut their beaks, don't put them on steroids, and so on. maybe you're gonna earn 10 times less because it's not gonna be as efficient, but they will not be as unhappy as they are right now. They will not cry there all days long. And they will tell you, okay, thanks for a recommendation. Let's change it right away. Probably it's not gonna happen. So we know that we can only change it by voting with our wallet, which for some people means that they go vegan, they go vegetarian, they go partially vegetarian, yeah, like some guy who ate meat 5 times a week. Right now he eats meat 2 times a week, so he decreases it because he says that he can't resign from meat eating because he just likes it, but he's aware of the cruelty, so he wants to diminish it a little, and it's great. Yeah, like it's awesome that people do those things. So I guess that's the first reason, and the second one is that right now the quality, this thing that we call meat, that you could buy in a fast food chain or in the supermarket, shouldn't be called meat. Yeah, because meat, 50 years ago you could buy meat. That was meat. Yeah, someone killed the swine, the pig, and you had meat. But right now, steroids, antibiotics all the time, no sun, so stress all the time, also stress hormones which are there in their blood and in their muscles. Well, a lot of shit, literally, also there, and this is all mixed. All the parts of their bodies are mixed in order to use more possibilities to sell more, yeah, to create more stuff, because nothing could be wasted there. Yeah, there are millions of dollars to be earned there, so you shouldn't waste those possibilities. So that's it, and that's why people turn to veggies, because also we use a lot of shit to cover our veggies, but still they are generally right now much more natural than meat. And that's why millions of people worldwide change their diet in order to whether get healthier or to feel more moral and ethical. And why not appreciate it, but also why not earn on it? If there's such a huge trend, and I guess it's not gonna reverse, it's not gonna go back, then maybe you should earn on it, creating some, well, that's the question. What could you create? Maybe some prepared quick food, which would be pretty healthy, but would be 100% vegan or vegetarian. Maybe not, I wouldn't advise you to open up some kind of vegan or vegetarian restaurant, because restaurant is a pretty harsh and tough business. So I never wish someone opening up the restaurant. But there are plenty of other possibilities, vegan diet seminars, workshops, vegan experts. We lack vegan experts and vegetarian experts. There's always place for them. So TV or YouTube shows about vegan food and so on. So many possibilities, books, a lot of things, documentaries that could be done there. And there will be millions to be earned on it. Okay, let's go. Right now, a lot of people are aware of the fact that the system, so-called system, doesn't work. And we can see it checking every single part of it. Like, I mean, if you see how the system fights the illnesses, the pandemics, then wherever you are in the world, you can say that they wasted so much money and they are extremely inefficient. And that's it. Always when something belongs to the country, to the government, it's shit. Always. It turns into shit. Because If you manage someone's money, then it's no one's money, so you're not efficient. If you manage your own money, then you're gonna be punished for managing if you manage it in the wrong way. Yeah, so that's why always private capital is better than public one. So the same applies to schools, which means that people see that the schools in their country, wherever country you're in, no matter if it doesn't matter if you're in the US, in Mexico, in Europe, whatever, you can agree with that public schools are, well, some are better, others are worse, but in general terms, they are pretty weak. Like, I mean, they teach a lot of things that are not applicable to the real life. They talk, and they don't walk. So they lack something that I would call modern reality. Yeah, so they give you the history lessons, they give you some kind of biology lessons, some chemistry, and every time you can only apply 3 to 5% of this knowledge to your real life. Maybe on some universities you've got more practical knowledge, but in primary school, for example, there's everything and nothing. So, of course, we need some basics, but then they lack a lot of useful, necessary skills, like managing money, managing relations, creating relationships, and also breaking relationships, ethics, capitalism. This is something that is lacking right now. So people start thinking that if we take money from the rich guys and give them to poor guys, then we're gonna eliminate all the problems of the world. While the truth is exactly the opposite. We're gonna create a lot more problems. So, and if it's history tested a lot of times. So, health, yeah. Did you have health lessons in your school? If you're a dietitian, then maybe you had. But in public school, primary school, they don't teach it. That you should avoid this. And then people are sitting in some kind of cheap bar, eating their hamburgers and wondering why they are so fat and their body has 2 tumors. How could that happen? Well, no one told them. Of course, later, someone told them because everyone knows that this kind of food is shit. But it's too late, yeah? Like, we should be aware of such the things from the very beginning. Okay, so what's the point here? The point is that a lot of parents in the world also see it. And they would rather avoid forcing their people to visit such schools. I'm one of them. And probably I would rather take my children home instead of sending them to public schools and seeing how they are mistreated. Because public schooling is, from time to time, it's even aggressive. I mean, they give notes, they tell someone that he's got A, someone else got C, and it's not needed. We've got psychological studies which tell us that it's not needed in order to motivate people. But, well, this system was created 200 years ago and it doesn't seem to change, which is pretty strange. But again, every disadvantage is also an opportunity, which means that you could open up an original, exceptional school where you respect people when you are aware of the fact that children are people. And you have to respect them. You don't shout at people in the street. Which means that you don't shout at your children or at someone else's children in the school. Because it's not normal. It's crazy. You don't attack people physically in the street. So you don't attack people physically in the school. And that's it. And there are plenty of modern methods of teaching people in order to create happy individuals, like Maria Montessori method and plenty others. And still, there are not so many innovative schools out there, which means that it can be great opportunity for you. My children attend Maria Montessori's school, and I pay more or less $250 per month. And the director, she has 200 children in her school. Count it right now. Count it and think about it. Because maybe if you add it, if you sum it up, then it will show you pretty interesting numbers. So yeah, school, kindergarten like this, some original teaching classes. I mean, why there is no children additional classes with life hacks, with life abilities, like the things that I've listed before. Yeah, so relationships, money, how to handle money, how to avoid credits, because right now plenty of people believe that Jeff Bezos is is the cause of their problems, while they have 2 credit cards. So they are idiots thinking that Jeff Bezos is the evil one. Well, I'm not telling you that he's not, because probably he did a lot of suspicious things. But still, the quality of your life is much more dependent not on Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates or whoever, but on your ability to take care of yourself, to earn money, to spend cash and not credit, to avoid credits forever, except for some kind of mortgage, but that's it. Not car leasing, not money borrowing, not some credit cards and so on. People don't know it because no one taught them. So they are deeply in the S. And why not create some additional school? Yeah, so children attend some normal school because, for example, you don't want to create a full-time school, but you're gonna organize some additional things, 2 hours per day for all the children, for all the parents that are interested in raising happy children. And then you give additional classes related to the topics that are vital to the happy living. So a lot of possibilities here. Exceptional guitar school, whatever. Think about it. There are plenty of possibilities because education is the future. Lack of education is the source of many problems, and good education is the solution for many problems. So that's it. And the last one is having fun. I mean, there's a lot of pretty serious stuff in the world, especially nowadays, due to the pandemics and politics, which is always like it always makes us nervous. And again, it doesn't matter where you are. Yeah. So if you're in Italy, you're gonna tell me politics in my country is shit. If you're in the US, you're gonna tell me politics in my country is shit. Probably even in Switzerland, people, the nation, the place of happy people, probably even there, you're gonna tell me that your politics is shit. So maybe that's the definition of politics. Politics equals shit. So there are plenty of problems. Yeah, there are wars, and there is hunger, plenty of bad things, and people are dying out of illnesses and so on. So people need more fun in order to not to go crazy, because we've got so much depression nowadays. Of course, I'm not telling you that having fun and watching some stand-up comedy will save you from depression. Yeah, like if you're really serious, deeply in depression, then you should find help, professional help, instead of watching stand-up comedy. But I mean that on some level where people are just stressed, are just sad, or in sometimes in anger, then they need more fun. So they need more comedy, they need more people speaking funny things on the internet or on television, instead of those news all the time. How many people died, how many people were raped, and so on and so on, all the time. We need this shallow kind of fun. Yeah, someone would tell, okay, but it's not something as ambitious. Yeah, like earlier we've been talking about creating the school and educating happy people, and right now what, we're finishing with a stand-up guy? Yeah, because more people need and want to buy a ticket or a VOD, like to watch the comedy or watch the video with cats jumping, to just have fun, than to send their children to some ambitious school. Ambitious in good terms. I don't mean ambitious like forcing children to be the best people in the world, more educated and so genius, but I mean ambitious in creating the happiness. So yeah, maybe it's absurd, but that's true, that much more people need just some fun. So maybe it's something for you. If you feel like having fun and sharing this fun with other people, then it's also gonna be the future. I'm deeply convinced of it, especially watching the numbers, yeah, like the numbers of depression and so on. So people will need more fun because they are more and more stressed every single year. So you're gonna help them. Okay, I've listed 12 opportunities, 12 possibilities. As I said before, this is not the final list, the complete list. There are plenty of other possibilities, and probably some of you could just continue doing what they've been always doing because you earn on it and you're happy with that, and that's it. Then just do it, because as I said before also, it's always about execution, not about the idea. So the idea is secondary. Of course, there are industries when it's much more probable that you're gonna earn a lot of money, but still, your passion, your fun is the most important thing here. So I wish you the best. I hope it inspired you to having some thoughts, to think about it, what you could plan for yourself for next years. And I wish you great successes. Remember that below this video you've got the link to download the bonus episode of more than 60 minutes about Elon Musk's strategies. So I recommend you to do it right now, because it's pretty good stuff, and it also can be pretty helpful for your business or your project. Thanks for watching, and remember that we see here every single week. So see you next time, subscribe, like, and see you. All the best. Ciao.